Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
Come to Sam Ash for hundreds of exclusive holiday deals on music and sound gear from the most iconic brands. They did professional starter guitars, drums, digital pianos, horns, violins, DJ, and all kind of production equipment. Supercharged home studio, deals on podcasts, streaming, video equipment like speakers, microphones, headphones, and computer treatment. Plus, for 36 months warranty financing on thousands of items, you can get the gear of your dreams right now. From our incredible selection and service to our lowest price guarantee for over 95 years, real musicians know you only go to Sam Ash.
BetUS.com. If you guys are betting on the games, whether it's NFL, NCAA, of course, you're not going to do that now. Maybe basketball, not football, but of course, the NHL, NBA, go to BetUS.com. You get a 125% sign-up bonus. And also, if you use this code right here, the promo code of TSW22, which, by the way, stands for the sports web, TSW22, or call that number 1-800-69-BET-US. Again, 1-800-69-BET-US, and put in that promo code TSW22, and I would really appreciate that.
I've had 27 beers spilled on me. Make that 28.
I've only got one place to go before the game.
BetUS.com.
Sign up at BetUS.com and get the best bonuses in the industry.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Say, I love football. Say this. Say Tampa.
Tampa.
Bay.
Tampa.
Bay.
A.
Tampa. Tampa. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Say Tampa.
Tampa.
Bay. Bay. Oh my God, she's so smart and she's so precious. I love her to death.
Guys, I'm just like you. I am probably as heartbroken as you are, but I mean, it was fun while it lasted, right? Unfortunately, we came in with the video of the boat. The boat has sailed on this team, unfortunately. Once again, the Bucs lose to the Rams 30-27, and it came back to haunt them today. It really did. You can't start off 20-3. Curtis, hold on a minute. Stand by. I know there's a lot of people who want to call, so we will get your phone calls, but let's put things in perspective, right? Shall we? This team won a Super Bowl last year. I know it doesn't feel good right now. I get that. Let me be honest. I've been watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since I was 8 years old. We've been through these losses, right? We've been through them together. It seems like it. The Rams had our number. The Rams continue to have our number. Being down 27-3, you have no business being in that game. We talked about the challenges coming into it. Tristan Wirfs being out, inactive before the game, was tough. We knew that there was going to be a challenge. I'm saying we. Don't kill me. Because I'm like you. I'm a fan. I'm a sports broadcaster, but I'm a fan like you. We knew the challenge today for this pass rush was going to be there. We knew that Aaron Donald and Von Miller, and it got overwhelming. And somehow, some way, this team comes back. Amazing. Down 27-3, they come back. But you know what? It's not enough. Because today, unfortunately, the Rams were better. And not just in the last 44 seconds of the game. They were better for the majority of it. So I want to hear from you. It's a tough loss, but we'll get through it together. Because as my father said, as I'm sitting here right now in his apartment, being the biggest sports fan of all time, showing me the way of watching the Bucks ever since I was 8 years old, it's just a game, son. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of the evolution of Sports Talk Television, live here on the Hub on I Love St. Pete. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about on this not a victory Monday. But that's okay. Like I said, we'll get through it together. We're going to hold off on phone calls tonight. We got special guest JP Peterson of FanStream Sports, the JP Peterson Show, and Lightning Vision at about 9:05 here, almost coming on here in about a minute. And then we'll have Harry the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire, 1252 Chicago Sports. How do we start off the Sports Web on this Monday? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, live here on I Love St. Pete and the Hub. How are we feeling? I know once again it's a heartbreaking loss, but now it's time to turn the page. And we have some comments here from Tom Brady in care of Adam Schefter of ESPN. We will get to those comments in just a moment. But I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and get this man on. I have nothing but respect for him. First radio jobs at 10:10 a.m. He was one of the nicest people to me. And in this business, it's really tough to find nice people that are good to you. And make no mistake about it, not everybody hates JP Peterson. I like him. He's always welcome here on the Evolution. He does some great things with FanStream Sports. So let's get him on. Let's go ahead and get him an intro. Here we go. Let's go out to him. JP Peterson, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television after it was supposed to be a victory Monday, but that was not. Bucks lose 30-27. Your thoughts? Welcome to the Sports Web.
Oh, thanks for having me, Peter. First of all, not everybody hates me? What kind of intro is that?
Right? I mean, and not everybody does. I mean, you hear around the other local radio stations that everybody hates this guy. But here's the thing, guys. This man right here has told the truth from the very get-go. So give him his props, give him his credit. And yes, I want all that smoke. Now you can go.
So Pat Donovan hates me? Oh, my God. Oh, the worst producer in the history of radio, the worst host. He doesn't like me? Oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep now, bro. Oh my God. Great. Oh, and Stuart Sternberg doesn't like me. Oh, I'm crushed. I'm crushed. Like, I guess when you actually, stand up to powerful people and when they're trying to take your baseball team away, you just don't lay down and take it like other hosts do. And you speak truth to power. I guess people are going to not like you, but whatever. You know who once told me this, Peter, and because I came up in television, right? In television, you want everybody to love you, right? You got to have a good Q rating. People got to love you. In sports radio, the big dog told me this. He said, "Listen, JP, if you're going to do this, you can't try to make everybody love you. You can't be afraid of people hating you." And he's 100% right. He was 100% right. You got to move the needle. and you got to have an opinion. You got to be, you got to have some principles. And just because your boss tells you you can't say this or can't say that about, the Rays or this person or that person, you never, I try not to make anything personal. I just talk about the way Stu runs the team, which I don't like. So if you're going to, you're going to make some enemies along the way if you're going to be truthful in this business. So the big dog did, Chris Thomas did, I did. I'd rather be in that company than the company of people who have very, very extremely low ratings and only get a job because they work for nothing. But besides that, I'm okay with it.
Listen, I got advice from the big dog a long time ago down at Super Bowl Radio Row. In fact, he said to me, and it was like probably one of the best things I ever heard, "You're the son of a bitch that's taken away from my ratings." True story, because I was on it at 10 a.m. And that's my guy. That's the guy I looked up to. And he said, to me, you got to do your research at the end of the day. You got to do your homework. You don't think you know everything, but if you do, you definitely better do your research. So do some research here. Look at these comments because I want to read these. This is from the Let's Go podcast here in care of Adam Schefter, Rick Stroud of Tampa Bay Times. This is what Tom had to say. Tom Brady, of course. I said this a few years ago. It's what relationships are all about. It's not always what I want. It's what we want as a family. And I'm going to spend a lot of time with them and figure out in the future what's next. He also goes on to say, it pains her to see me get hit out there, and she deserves what she needs from me as a husband, and my kids deserve what they need from me as a dad. Do you buy this? Does this sound like a man that's about to retire from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Are you buying this?
That sure did. I hadn't heard that yet. I know he's doing his podcast tonight. And honestly, I don't think any of that has really changed. That is nothing new for Tom Brady, right? Mm-hmm. But obviously, I think what Giselle, and look, I'm a family guy. I had kids. When I was working at Channel 8, my kids were young, and I really, I tried to come home every night between the 6 and 11 because you don't want to be an absentee father, right? You want to be there for your kids. And I had some opportunities to go work out of market in other places, but I didn't. I actually did go to Atlanta for a couple of years because it was close enough to commute back to see my kids. But I had other opportunities in the Northeast that I didn't take. Would have been great for my career, but it wasn't good for being a dad or for my kids. And I know exactly what he's going through, and it's a very, very powerful pull, and it's getting harder every year. So I absolutely, I think it's very viable that he would walk away from the game at this point. I said this on my show today, and I believe it. Just knowing Brady the way I know him, and I don't know him personally, but having followed his career and read his book and watched so many things about Brady, I mean, you get a glimpse into the character of the man and what makes him tick, and he is the ultimate competitor. And when he is playing at an MVP level, and I think we all can agree with a few less injuries, this team is probably still playing. But you can say that about a lot of teams. I get that, but I think that there's a little bit of unfinished business. If you can have 7 rings and have unfinished business, I think there's one more run in this team. It just seems like it to me. I mean, you got to bring some people back, but look, and people talk about the salary cap and retaining Carlton Davis, Ryan Jensen. You want to bring him back, absolutely. But these are all things that they can rework contracts on this team, and I think the salary cap is going to go up a lot because last year was affected by COVID. The new deal, collective bargaining deal kicks in, the new television deals, so it should expand tremendously for all teams. But I think they will be able to rework some contracts and keep most of these guys back. I think you can, there's some guys that probably you could upgrade from. JPP just wasn't the same guy. He's, I love that guy. He is the heart of a warrior, but his body is just, father time has caught up with him, and he's just not the player he was last year. So, guys like that, you can, there are going to be guys lining up to play with Brady. And I really think the organization, if they're not thinking of this already, they need to, present a plan to Tom Brady and put everything together and say, bring him in next week and say, we'd like to sit down and present this plan to you and say, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to obviously first minute of business is get Chris Godwin signed. Get Godwin signed. We're going to look to go out and find a good free agent. I can't say you're going to get an A-B type. I mean, you'd like the talent, but the rest of the crap, forget about it.
Sure.
But they'll go out and get another receiver of that caliber or as good as they can get. Bring Leonard Fournette back. I mean, bring as many people back as you can and have answers for everything and just say, look, it's one last dance. Just like, Michael Jordan and the Bulls, they knew they were all going to break up. It was Phil's last year. It's going to be Bruce's last year. Let's go for it one more time. I think that game yesterday leaves a bitter taste in his mouth because Brady did not play well. I mean, you go back and look at that tape, which I did today, and he was just off. I mean, he didn't play well because he was under complete duress on every play. That's the worst this offensive line has played all year long by far. Losing Tristan Wirfs was just catastrophic. I don't know how that made Donovan Smith so bad or Ali Marpet worse than I've ever seen him play. I mean, they were all bad. I mean, they could not hold up. The pressure on Brady was incredible. He couldn't step into any throws, so he was very inaccurate. It was awful. I don't know why they didn't move Kappa out to right tackle and move Aaron Stinney into right guard. He played so well in the playoffs last year. Some people said, well, then you're affecting two positions. Well, Stinney, we plugged in Stinney last year, and there was no drop-off from Alex Kappa.
Right.
So, I mean, and then we're putting Stinney out at right tackle. I thought they should have gone with Kappa to right tackle. He played there in college. He's played a little bit in the pros. I think he's played a few snaps there for the Bucs at certain times.
Sure.
Stinney moves in at right guard. I thought that would be your best group. And, they went another direction. And I think it was a mistake. I think it was, and frankly, Peter, I know we're talking about Brady now, but we'll stick to Brady. We'll get to the game itself, I guess, in a little bit. But
sure.
I think he's got a bitter taste in his mouth. I think he wants to come back and do it one more time and give some finality to it. I think his family would almost enjoy that. Like, hey, we're going to do, as a family, you're going to go to every road game. We're going to do this as a whole family. It's our last dance. It's Daddy's last go. Everybody knows it. Not to necessarily to self-aggrandize himself, but just, I think the fans would like it too. The fans come out to every game and bid goodbye to he's the greatest that has ever played the game. This just seems right? It just, I know his humility, and he is a very humble man. I think his humility would be against something like that. But I think if people talk to him enough and say, look, this is not for you. This is for us. Don't be selfish and just walk away. Give us one more year. And on a team, frankly, if he comes back, I think they're a top 6 team. I think they're definitely making the playoffs, even with their very tough schedule. I think they can make the playoffs.
Sure.
And once you get in the tournament, anything can happen. So I think this is just kind of the way to go. I think that to me feels right. And I think Brady, it just kind of, I just think it feels right.
Yeah, it feels right. And you go back to BA's comments today, it's a reload like every year. Our priority in free agency will be our guys. So how many do we think we can get back and then build a team from there? I always look forward to that part of it. And then the draft. Each year is so different, so new. Last year to get everybody back was amazing. I doubt we can do all that again this year, but we're sure going to give it our best. And JP, this organization, the Glazers, are not like the Rays where they're doing a half-ass effort.
Right.
All in like the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that's why both of these organizations are championship organizations. So I would not be surprised if Tampa Bay once again tries possibly to get an OBJ if it doesn't necessarily work out with the Rams, because what you hear around league circles is that there is some type of close relationship. And OBJ is not like a diva like Antonio Brown. He's still talented. What would you think about that? And who is your top priority? Is it a Chris Godwin? Do you go out and sign Godwin?
Yeah, Godwin is the number one priority. I would say Ryan Jensen is the number 2 priority. Carlton Davis, the number 3. If you don't re-sign Carlton Davis, you have to go out on the market and get a good corner, a good man-to-man corner. I think we can upgrade a bunch of positions. I think Sean Murphy Bunting, he had a bad year, and I'm not sure that he's I just don't. I'm not sure if he's a good fit in this culture, to be quite honest. I would think. I think Jamel Dean played better. Carlton Davis played better. I think they might look at a veteran safety. This guy's made some key mistakes. That Jordan Whitehead is a free agent. I would re-sign him as well. Obviously Winfield he's not up yet, but I think he's playing really great. But to get some depth, maybe some veteran depth at the safety position. I think you could add another pass rusher with JPP's money, and go out and see if you could find if there's a Von Miller out there. I think there's definitely some places you could upgrade on this team, and if they can stay healthy, they got as good a shot as anybody. Brady's still Brady, and I think this team would be really, really good. They're going to lose probably Byron Leftwich. They might lose Todd Bowles as well, but I think these guys have both put things in place where they could have successors. I think Larry Foote is ready to jump up and be a defensive coordinator. Offensively, Bruce Arians said today he can call the plays. Clyde Christensen could be your offensive coordinator. I think that would be seamless. So I think they have a great shot. I mean, I don't think this is a team that's necessarily in decline at all. I mean, you've got a lot of good young players. Devin White can play a hell of a lot better. He needs to play a hell of a lot better. You still have Vita Vea. Tryon, I think, is going to be a great pass rusher. Anthony Nelson showed a lot of good stuff this year. You got the draft to go out and get some players. So I think this team can be extremely competitive next year with Brady. And they can push all the cap stuff into 23 and then do a massive rebuild. But I think for the fans, for the Glazer business, by the way, for the Glazer business, I mean, the difference between Brady staying and leaving is tremendous. It's cataclysmic. Mm-hmm. And I think the Glazers will probably ask Tom and say, listen, we've given you everything you've wanted, everything you've asked for, we've given it to you. And all we ask is you just give us one more year. You're playing at a high level. Just come back and do it. And I think if just left to Tom, he would come back. If it's, but I do think that the family can be extremely persuasive. And if Giselle has kind of put her foot down and said, I'm done, he'll quit.
We're on with JP Peterson on FanStream Sports, the JP Peterson Show weekly here, or every day.
Monday through Friday.
Yep.
10 to 12.
Yep.
FanStreamSports.com. You can do it with my Twitter at FanStream. JP, at the JP Peterson Show on Twitter. We're live. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. Please subscribe. JP Peterson Show on YouTube. Get your notifications every day, 10 to 12. And then when the noon show comes on, 6:20, if you missed this earlier, you can actually listen to some real sports radio. By the way, I love Aaron Jacobson. Love Aaron. He's the best.
Right. Right. Look,
the other guy's bringing him down so bad.
Well,
but, I would.
I want to go on to these comments. That's okay. Roger Shue says commercial from 1987. Mason Bradford says, let's go. Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan Legend SC. Please tell me yesterday was just a dream. Please tell me the Bucks won and Brady is not leaving. Roger Shue again. Share, like, and subscribe. Super chats are available. Creamsicle years coming back, baby.
Yes. I want to see Brady in the creamsicle.
Well, here's the thing. He is trying to be a troll like he always does. He's saying the losing season is not necessarily the cream.
Oh, okay.
He's saying the losing year. So for that tribal troll, this is what you get. All right, so let's go back out to Roger Shue. Troy Polamalu, the boat has sunk. Evan Shear says, Peter, do you think TB12 post saying keep going, learn lessons, best is yet to come? Do you think he's coming back? We kind of answered that. Let's go out to Tim Hill here. I argued with someone about the Bucks that they got dominated in 3 quarters.
They did.
They did. To me, they got dominated, and I said that they did get dominated, but they did come back from 27-3 down, Brady in this offense, and of course it was aided by the turnovers, but the defense caused those turnovers, right. And then at the end of it, 42 seconds left, you got to make some sense of this. What is Todd Bowles and that defensive game plan thinking to allow an all-out blitz, not get there, and then you hear, well, there's communication trouble. Levante David's not where he needs to be. I mean, how does this happen in the divisional playoff, JP?
Well, listen, I think the Bucks played maybe one of their worst games of the year. in terms of mental mistakes. I mean, the coverage blown on the 70-yarder to Cooper Kupp on 3rd and 20. That's cover 2 101. That was just awful. And you can't do that in these big games against good teams because they're going to make you pay. I mean, you do it against the Eagles, Jalen Hurts probably misses the guy by 5 yards. Matthew Stafford's not going to do that. I thought Todd Bowles' game plan was not good. I mean, I don't understand, and I think Todd Bowles is tremendous, but you're not going to win every week, especially against these great teams. But I didn't get it. No pressure early, a lot of soft coverage. It was, kind of Kansas City Chief-esque, and obviously that worked. But Cooper Kupp has torched Todd Bowles' teams now for 3 straight games.
Yep.
I mean, every game it's double-digit catches and 160, 70. I mean, the guy just does whatever the hell he wants. And in that situation, the blitz obviously didn't really bother me. Why the hell is Antoine Winfield, a corner, a safety, going one-on-one with Cooper Kupp?
Makes no sense.
He treats Cooper Kupp like he's Scotty Miller. I mean, this dude just won the Triple Crown in receiving. And you're going to go man-to-man on Cooper Kupp in zero blitz and put a safety on him? I mean, that's the worst part of the whole thing. Look, and let's just be honest here. We saw the Bills and the Chiefs go into prevent defenses and give up the booty. All right? So the prevent defenses don't work either. But I don't really hate the blitz call. Zero blitz, where you're man-to-man on everybody in that situation? No. That was not a good call. And by the way, Ndamukong Suh got through. I mean, he wasn't held up at all. So he was right in Matt Stafford's face. And I think we also have to say, look, Matthew Stafford have to throw the ball off his back foot with Ndamukong Suh barreling into him, okay? And throw it 45 yards down the field, drop it in the bucket to Cooper Kupp. So, I mean, damn. He called a play, and he made them make a play, and damned if they didn't. I mean, that was one hell of a effing throw by Matthew Stafford, and a great catch and a great route. But I hesitate to really rip Bowles for the blitz. I pressure, but I certainly don't put Winfield on him one-on-one or any safety one-on-one. And, you got to be a little bit more careful there. And,
you're exactly right. And Tony Dungy said this off air. He was tweeting it out. He says, why not let them have the 15 yards, go to overtime because basically the clock runs out, or you have a long field goal by Matt Gay. He kicked 70% of Raymond James Stadium. He already missed a 47-yarder, so take your chances at that. Try to keep everything in front of you.
Yeah, that was brutal. It was a brutal call. I don't get it. Bring a little bit of pressure, but you don't go zero and then leave that guy one-on-one. Listen, I thought, why did the Bucs not go no huddle? One of the main things, Shane Stafford was on my show today.
Mm-hmm.
He's been offensive coordinator, played NFL, AFL quarterback. And Gradkowski comes on every week. He'll say the same thing. How do you not go no huddle, up-tempo? The week before, it was tremendously effective against the Eagles defense. And I know the Rams defense is better. But one of the things that does is it tires out your defensive front. You can't substitute. And what was the biggest problem? That rush was freaking all over Tom Brady the whole time.
Yeah.
Plus, you get behind. They're still not going no huddle. They're good at it. They're excellent at it. Brady's fantastic at it. You keep the Rams from substituting. We have a very versatile offense when we have Gronk in there and Leonard Fournette. We can run and pass equally as well, so we don't really need to substitute. The other teams do. And why you would not go up tempo? Yet they did it one drive, and they moved right down the field. That was the drive that Brady got the unsportsmanlike conduct call. But they were very successful in it, and they never really went back to it. So I thought the Bucs got tremendously outcoached. And right now, you got to say that Sean McVay is got Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles' number. He really does. I mean, they're a good football team, but that was a beatdown for 3 quarters. That wasn't even a game. And the Bucs, they did force some turnovers and got back in the game, and full credit to them. But there's no doubt that the Rams are the better coach team. They're the better overall team. in this iteration of the Bucs without Chris Godwin, without Tristan Wirfs. I mean, those are two of the top 50 players in the NFL. You can't lose guys like that and be as effective. So, I tip my cap to McVay. I tip it to the Rams. Stafford was tremendous. He didn't miss anything. He executed everything to perfection. They picked up, like, for instance, on the first touchdown, Devin White has a proclivity, shall we say, to leave his man and go after the quarterback in certain situations. They know that. They saw it on tape. And what did they do on that critical red zone play? Tight end blocked down that White was covering. He sees the quarterback in a naked bootleg. Of course, he's going to take the bait, run after the quarterback, and as soon as he leaves his man, flips it to the tight end, touchdown. That's great coaching. That's great execution. They saw something. They went after a guy in a situation. They executed it to perfection. And, Todd Bowles, I'm sure he's been telling Devin White, don't leave your man. Don't leave your man. You got to do your job, not somebody else's job. And they got us. And they got us on a lot of stuff. So, tip of the cap to the Rams. Bucs need to be better next year.
You're absolutely right. And they got, there's a lot of decisions they need to make in the offseason, as we'll talk about. It starts with Brady. My colleague, my co-host, my professional handicapper extraordinaire, Harry the Greek of 1252 Chicago Sports, says that the Rams remind him of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. Is that what you see?
Yeah.
And does another team have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl in their own house?
Yeah, I mean, they followed the Bucs template, right?
Right.
It's exactly what they did. They went out. They went all in. They went all in. They gave up draft. Of course, the Bucs didn't give up a lot of draft picks, which was good. But they gave up draft picks. They got Von Miller. They got OBJ. They bring in Matt Stafford. They paid a lot for him, but look, it looks like it's going to pay off big time for the Rams. And this might be more of the wave of the future. With teams can do this, but the Rams are absolutely they picked up the Bucs template from A to Z, and they're executing it to perfection. We got beat at our own game. Very well said.
Absolutely. All right, I got to go to this baseball thing. Ding dong, the witch is dead. That Sister City plan was so stupid, and I keep on telling fans out there, and they're saying, well, it's better to have the team for half the year. No, you should have the team full time. Go ahead, give us, what you learned the 2 months before the supposed breaking of the story that it was all over with. You were talking about Stu and that owners were upset with him because he was putting money aside. Go ahead and explain that. I know, Harry, you're in the back room there. I want you to wait for a little bit. I want to hear this story, and then we'll go out to the question that you asked Stu at the press conference. But explain what went on there the last couple of months with Stu in Major League Baseball that you learned.
All right, so Major League Baseball has always, at first when Stu came up with the Sister City scheme, they were like, okay, this might be something interesting. Why don't you go ahead and explore it, see what you could do, and then we'll see if you can gather some support. Come back to us, and we'll see if we can grant you the rights to pursue the territorial rights in Montreal. So when the lawsuit was filed, I guess this was almost 6 months ago. When the lawsuit was filed, Stu was already, I think, a little bit on thin ice with some of the other owners, because the other owners are starting to figure out that all this, the $60 and $70 million in revenue sharing that they're giving him every year, he's putting in his pocket. 2 grievances were filed by the Major League Baseball Players Association for the Rays doing that. So he was already starting to get on thin ice. Then the lawsuit comes out. By the way, it's a verified lawsuit, which means everybody within that lawsuit that made claims against Stuart Sternberg, these are all his minority partners, okay? That he is the fiduciary for them. He is supposed to act in their best interest in terms of financial decisions and club decisions. And he's given a wide breadth to do so. But he did not. And when they sued him because they found out he took $500 million in cash, this is what the lawsuit alleges, and it's verified testimony under oath, and they have documents to prove it, that he took this $500 million cash and put it into another company, a Rays company that I think it's it doesn't really matter. He put it into another company that he solely owns.
Sure.
And the guy actually had the balls to charge the partners for the income that the club received when they got that $450 million from their regional. That was upfront money from what used to be Fox Sports, the regional a broadcaster. He got that upfront money and he moved it over, and he charged them for the income in terms of them having to pay taxes, but never distributed any income to them, saying because of COVID, he didn't have enough cash reserves and he needed that money, which was a bald-faced lie, according to these folks, because he has this $450, $500 million. So when the other owners found out about this, they were pissed. And they were like, wait a minute, he's got all this money and he won't build a stadium, and reason we're giving him revenue sharing is because of his crappy location and his crappy stadium? You mean he could have got this stadium deal done a long time ago? Yeah, that's why when he went up to the owners' meetings and gave his presentation, they said no. Now, Manfred came out and said, well, we have the CBA coming up, so we're going to table this for a little while. If they were going to automatically table it, why did they ask him to come up and give a presentation? So the owners said, no, we're not going to do it for you. Not right now. Wait till afterwards, because this was going to be a bargaining chip in the CBA negotiations. And this, in my opinion, this is why they got the news last week. So they're starting to bargain this CBA, and the Players Association was okay, what do you think about this sister city thing? What do we need to give up to get this done? And the MLBPA said it's a non-starter. We're never doing it, because some other teams had expressed interest in doing it as well. Some other markets. I mean, what owner wouldn't want 2 TV contracts, or in Stu's case, 3 TV contracts? Right? They all want to do it, but the players don't want to do it. The players are like, screw that. We're not getting 2 different homes. So the Players Association, like we said, they always would from the very beginning. They said, no, we're not doing it. And so the owners were like, okay, well, that didn't go very well. So they're not going to. Why would the owners bend over backwards for Stu Sternberg to give them these territorial rights and give up something to the Players Association that all of these owners are going to have to sacrifice? That made 0 sense. So they said, listen, it's done. It's over with. You're done. And that's why it went down. And we reported this 2 months ago, that this was going to happen. This was the way it was going to go down. And then the nail in the coffin was something we reported 2 weeks ago, when is that the TSA, which was doing a plan for half season and full season, they're to the point on the half season where they said, this ain't going to work. This is stupid. We're not going to spend $350 million on a quote boutique stadium, whatever that is. And when a full season stadium is $850-900 million, I mean, we're going to lose 50% of the revenue, but spend 20% more. The numbers made 0 sense. You can't make the numbers work with half a season. So once the Major League Baseball got wind of that, they said, and by the way, there's no support for this in Montreal from a political standpoint. There's very little political support here. And it was falling apart, despite what you might read in the Times. I guess those guys hate me too, because I speak the truth about this. The Times made you feel like this was, had great momentum. When MLB said no at the presentation, nobody in Montreal, every Montreal politician you talk to said, no, we're not giving them any money. The only money we'll give them is the amount of money they bring in taxes from the players. So there was just no momentum for it. And it only, as we said from the very beginning, it benefits Stu's partners, and that's it. The fans up there didn't want it. The fans down here didn't want it. Nobody wanted it but Stu and the people that he hoodwinked into believing that it was half a season or no season. So isn't it interesting that now we're looking at a full season? Interesting. I thought it was this should be just dead then, right? I mean, according to Stu, if it's either half or nothing, then why, they should just announce that they're leaving in 2027, 2028.
And
they're not doing that because Major League Baseball will not leave this market. It's the 12th largest market. It will soon be a top 10 market with a lot of people from the Northeast coming down. All of their national TV deals are based on a team being in Tampa Bay, the 12th largest market. And by the way, Stu got this upfront money for a Tampa Bay television deal. Is he going to give that money back when he moves? Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
He's not going anywhere. The Rays aren't going anywhere. Major League Baseball is telling Stu, you got $500 million, get the deal done.
All right, we're on with JP Peterson, FanStream Sports, the JP Peterson Show, also Lightning Vision. Let me put you in the back room. Like I said, Harry, you're also in the back room. I want to play these comments the question that you asked Stu Sternberg in this press conference. Stand by. We'll come right back to you. Here we go on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. You got to love this information. Here we go.
Big jackass.
Oh,
Very
that's not it.
Why
Hey,
not
thanks for all your. Just kidding. Sorry.
just trying to give the voice to the fans, Stu. Listen, why not just take this opportunity to embrace Tampa Bay and the fans? I mean, you have said that Ybor City is a perfect site. You've said this is a viable market. The fans clearly want you here. It's Ken Hagan has told us that there's a lot of support for paying for half the stadium and you paying for half the stadium, just like the Rangers and Braves did. Why can't you just tell the community right now and move forward and embrace the community as a whole, bring everyone together and say, I'll pay for half, you pay for half. Our market is exploding. We have great momentum. It's just been named the best sports city in Tampa Bay. Let's all get on this train together and move forward. Why not just make that move and declare now that you're not going to look at moving to another market and just go all in with us now?
Well, I did exactly what you're suggesting 3 years ago. And as I say, we do learn from our mistakes a little bit. It doesn't mean we can't change our approach. But let's, it didn't happen 50 years ago. It was 3 years ago we tried that. And it didn't come close, quite frankly. So perhaps this time through in our approach and the region's approach going through, and as you say, Ybor and Ken Hagan, it's a whole region. The people here in St. Petersburg have been and our fans and the leaders here, almost to a person, have been incredibly supportive throughout all of this. They have other plans as well, I'm sure. So, when the time comes, we'll hear everything out.
I know that back when they tried before, that maybe the financial package wasn't put together as well as you would like, but that seems to have changed now. The market has exploded even more. There was a lot of corporate support. They pledged $16 million a year. The Raise 100 did. I know we were part of that. So I think there is corporate support. You just got 39 guys to sign on to the Sister City plan, who I know would all embrace a full season plan. Again, it seems like we could do a really good pivot here and move everybody together with all this corporate support that you've gotten and just make it happen. I don't understand
as you point out, if it's there, then it will happen. I would say that you might be a little off on your numbers and history of what happened last time, but we might agree to disagree on that. But I can tell you that if in fact the numbers are there, and if in fact all the corporate support is there, and that includes naming rights and sponsorships and everything else, and people want to see people, then there's no reason for us to even consider looking anywhere else. And again, I have never talked about looking anywhere else. And I think that in itself is something that the fans should take a lot of comfort in, because you look around the sport and other sports, as I said, it's happened everywhere before.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for the.
All right, there you go. Welcome back to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. We'll come out to JB Peterson and wrap this up. So your final thoughts on this. Do you think that Tampa Bay or St. Pete, who's going to get the final word on this stadium? Is it going to get done, or does Stu Sternberg not want to be here and eventually he'll sell the team or he'll try to relocate them?
Well, first of all, Stu lied right there. He did not go all in. He offered to pay $150 million.
Correct.
Not half the stadium. That's $200 million short right there or more. So he did not. He didn't embrace it. He didn't embrace it at all. And there was corporate support there. They pledged $160 million, which is actually more than he pledged. So there's tons of corporate support. And so I think they're gonna get the stadium done in Ybor, because that's what Major League Baseball wants. Major League Baseball does not want to leave this market. Now, here's the thing to watch. And Stu just said that there are people in St. Pete, blah, 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 blah. Major League Baseball has told Stu Sternberg he cannot build in Pinellas County because of the population there. It doesn't work. It's a failed location. So the fact that he even mentioned that St. Petersburg is back in the running is a joke. And it's duplicitous, because he knows he's only going to use them now as a negotiating ploy against Tampa Bay. If this is what he's going to do, and it sounds like he is, it's ridiculous. He has told the St. Pete City Commission, or his representatives have told, that, listen, we're not really interested in St. Petersburg. We're focused on Tampa. One of the commissioners said that in a Times article about 6 months ago. He said they're looking at Tampa. They're not really thinking about St. Petersburg. The people of Tampa have been told that as well. Ken Hagan they've been busy on this K4 site for months, and actually over a year. They had a great meeting in February of 2020, and then COVID screwed the whole thing up. So they're focused on Ybor, and that's where it should be. That's where the Rays wanted it to be. It's the best location. It's an urban location. It fits everything they need and what Major League Baseball needs. So I think Stu can't unilaterally decide to move this team. It has to be approved by all the other owners. And Major League Baseball, again, it will not let them build in St. Pete and will not let them leave this market, especially when the market is willing to pay half for a stadium, just like the Braves did and just like the Rangers did. So again, everybody thinks Stu Sternberg has the final say in this. Now, I don't think that even St. Pete could come up with a plan, I guess, to pay for the whole damn thing. But I don't know, the new mayor Kent Welsh, do you really want to invest $1 billion? Because the Rays aren't going to put in any money for a stadium in St. Pete. You don't invest $1 billion at the Trop site when you can build a convention center or bring in other development and make $1 billion in taxes. So net, that's a couple of billion that your taxpayers are going to have to take the shorts for to have the Rays stay here when they could just go to Tampa and folks can drive across the bridge. I don't know how politically palatable that will be for Mr. Welch, who's a fine man. And I understand he needs to, to show that he might want to keep the Rays, but that's just not politically doable. I mean, it's not. Why would you do that? So I think it ends up in Ybor City. I think the deal gets done within the next 6 months, and we have a stadium ready to play by 2026. That's my gut. I've been saying that for years and years and years. It'll eventually end up in Tampa because that's what Bud Selig said 20 years ago. Eventually, the stadium's going to be in Tampa. That's what it was always meant to be. So this is what Major League Baseball wants. And here's another thing. Why would Major League Baseball allow the Rays to move to Nashville, to Montreal, to Portland, or wherever, an expansion market where they could get $2 billion in expansion fee that they can divvy up among all the owners? If he moves there to one of these markets, he takes the market and these other owners get nothing. So why would they do that? You got to follow the money. And Major League Baseball is in control of this, not Stu Sternberg. And by the way, if these guys win their lawsuit, guess who's not going to be the managing general partner anymore? Stu Sternberg. So
he was money tonight. I'm telling you right now, JP Peterson of the JP Peterson Show, Lightning Vision. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution of Sports Talk
if
Television.
you hate me, you hate me. But come on, we bring some noise, right? We bring some noise.
Yeah.
Look, I've been in this market for 25 years. I know my way around the market, and we usually get you ahead of the curve when it comes to some of these stories. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. It's just we've been around a long time. We got a lot of sources. 10 to 12 every morning. We're live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We own the show, so we can say whatever the hell we want, just like you, Peter. Nobody's telling us what to say. No corporations, no teams, no nothing. We can say what we want to say. So join us. If you don't get the live show, just down. We also have an app, FanStream Sports, all one word. Download the app. You can listen to the show anytime, especially 12 to 3.
Absolutely. There you go. Right there. JP Peterson live on the sports web. Always welcome here, my friend. We should have an hour show of just talking Bucks, Lightning, and of course.
Anytime, brother. Love your show. You're doing a great job. Really appreciate you. You too have been in this market a long time. You know your shit, and people need to be listening to you, myself, these other great podcasts. Pewter Report has a great one. Joe Bucks fan. So many great podcasts in this marketplace. You don't have to listen to the radio if you don't want to. And there are some guys over there I love. There's some folks over there I really love, but some of them, not so much.
Gotcha, my friend.
All
Thanks
good.
for joining me here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Oh, real quick. Right there, my friend. That's
the Rolex. I was going to ask you about that. The Rolex. You got to come on my show and tell that whole story, bro. Let's do that this week sometime.
All right. Sounds good, my friend. Thanks a lot for your time here on the Sports Web.
You're the best, Peter. Thanks, man.
So are you, my friend. There you go. JP Peterson, consummate professional, does a hell of a job. And I told you we were going to get him on this show eventually. And he's talking about the Bucks. And he's talking about the Tampa Bay Rays situation. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get my other guest on here, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Let's get his walk-up music on. Here we go. All right, professional handicapper extraordinaire, 1252 Chicago Sports, Mr. Harry the Greek. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television. And I tell you right now, that divisional playoff weekend lived up to all the hype, my friend. How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, Peter. Doing pretty good. First, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Fat Mike up at 1252 Sports up in Chicago. He's feeling a little ripe tonight. Wants a link, he said. So it's up to you, buddy.
Well, you know me. I'm always down for it. I think he wants to probably kill me about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers situation. I mean, your thoughts on that game yesterday? 30-27, Bucs down 27-3. They come clawing back after causing 4 turnovers, and then unfortunately, that defense is not able to hold up versus Matt Stafford. And you talked about, and I gave you credit with JP Peterson, you feel like this Rams team could be the last year's version of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the reason is Matt Stafford and that ferocious defense getting after Tom Brady.
Well, you know, Peter, I mean, you and I had many conversations about it. And,
we have.
And I know we're on a Tampa Bay platform, and I don't want to say I told you so.
No.
Okay?
You can
I'm not doing
so.
No. I'm not doing that. Because I can be a fan too, but I told you, just because you're a fan doesn't necessarily mean that you have to bet with your heart.
Sure.
I gave out the Rams in that game. I knew it was bad. I said 4 or 5 weeks ago that the Rams are the best team in the National Football League, and I'm still standing by that. Not because they're the best team, it's because they are going to play like the best team. And remember last year, the Buccaneers didn't do this in the regular season.
Sure.
They went on that nice 7-8 game run. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, the last 4 games of the season when they won them, they didn't really beat a whole bunch of teams, but I could see that progression with the Rams. And I'm like, well, when are they going to turn that switch on? I don't know. Von Miller looked like the Von Miller from 5 years ago. Okay, honestly, he did. And when you were sitting in my living room and we were talking, I was explaining to you, you says, well, why do you like the Rams in this game to win it? And I says, quite honestly, I says, they never should have practiced Tristan Wirfs. He would have had a small chance of playing had they not tried to run him through his practice and let him be a game time decision. This wasn't a player issue. This team came back, Peter, to tie the game up and actually had a chance to win the game. The issue with this was coaching. Okay. Again, it was a coaching issue. Tampa, Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles, plain and simple, got outcoached from Sean McVay and his staff. The end. They did. Okay. Because they had them right where they wanted them to. They wanted to make them a pass happy team, and they were going to rush with 4 and 5 people. They barely blitzed yesterday. And I told you yesterday that the biggest problem with this game was going to be they're not going to keep Gronkowski in the backfield to help Tristan Wirfs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then who was going to protect Donovan Smith, who's always had the slide protection? Not Tristan Wirfs. It's always been Donovan Smith. Because if you remember, let's go back to last year, the first 5-6 games of the season, Donovan Smith was giving up the cheeks on every single play. You recall that?
Yes.
Okay. You recall that.
But
and
he's
proved.
Okay,
hold on.
He's improved, and the offensive line has been good this year.
And this year, they gave Tom Brady plenty of time to be the MVP.
Sure.
That was because if you remember 4 and 5 game stretch, you didn't really see Rob Gronkowski catching a whole ton of passes. You recall that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was because they were keeping him in to block. Okay. Look, man, you cannot protect a quarterback who's 44 years old and an injured offensive line and not change your game plan with 5-man protection. You can't do it. You can't do it. Ask Brian Daboll how that went for him in Buffalo. Okay? I just got done breaking that game down too. Look, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still a great football team. It's going to make for a great offseason, especially when they want to start talking about, is he retiring? Isn't he retiring? Who's coming in the draft? If he's not retiring, oh my God, Bruce Arians says we're going to be just fine with Kyle Trask and Blaine Gabbert. Bullshit. Okay.
Well,
It's not Tom Brady.
Right.
Okay?
But here's the thing. You listen to those comments tonight and again, I want to read these comments to you in case you guys missed them here on the sports web. This is in care of Adam Schefter of ESPN. I said this a few years ago. This is Brady on his Let's Go podcast. It's what relationships are all about. It's not always what I want. It's what we want as a family. And I'm going to spend a lot of time with them and figure out in the future what's next. He also goes on to say, it pains her to see me get hit out there. She deserves what she needs from me as a husband, and my kids deserve what they need from me as a dad. That sounds like there's some major doubts there and possibly some major pressure. We always talk about it. Happy wife, happy life. And if she's
44, man. Come on.
He's 44. Still playing at a high level, right? I mean, he's still playing, 43 touchdowns. I get it. It was a bad game yesterday.
Look, man.
Can the Bucs do enough in the offseason to make him happy? Or do you think he's already made this decision in the background? And this is where the Bucs say, yeah, we're happy with Kyle Trask and Blaine Gabbert. And I hate to say this name because I know you love it. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, do they come into the equation if Brady decides to retire?
Let me tell you something. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are smart. They go after one of those other two quarterbacks. But how do they afford them? Okay, Aaron Rodgers, look, it would be a dream to see Aaron Rodgers come here to Tampa Bay to guide this team. With that being said, it's never going to come to fruition. So I'm going to tell you why. Because you don't have the money, okay? There's too much money that has to go out there. You have a chance on a Russell Wilson. You have a chance for a really good mid-tier type of quarterback. Because in reality, Tom Brady is still 44 years old. When you say he played at a high level, he's slower than he was. His arm isn't what it once was. He just has a ton of talent that they surrounded him with to make him that type of quarterback. That's the facts.
Okay.
Those are the facts. Great quarterback, great leader, and great leaders do great things. But he is not the same player that he was 10 years ago. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say this. It's absolutely insane.
Of course he's not the same player.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is,
right,
this team is still built to win. I want the people of Tampa Bay to realize that this team can still win with the proper leader.
Well, we got a favorite caller here. Let me go ahead and get his intro on. We're on with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Here we go. Let's go out to the phone lines. Yeah! All right, Curtis from Newport Richie, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. What do you have to say, my friend?
Harry?
Yes, buddy. How you doing, man?
I'm freaking fantastic. Listen, Harry, I love you, and I agree with you.
Wow.
But I will say this. Aaron Rodgers would be a fool to stay in Green Bay.
He ain't staying there.
He doesn't need the money. He shouldn't. You know what? If he was a smart man, he would do what Tom Brady's doing and taking $25 million or whatever a year, because he needs to understand that him and Devontae Adams have not been getting it done. It's not enough. And the little cast around him, I mean, Aaron Jones is good and A.J. Dillon is good, but every year it's the same old shit.
Curtis, let me ask you a question.
Talk to me.
And I want you to do me a favor and just pretend it's just you and me talking on a telephone and there ain't thousands of people listening to this, okay?
Go ahead, brother.
Straight up. If Aaron Rodgers was in quarterback for this team yesterday's game, what do you think the outcome would have been? And just go ahead and just put it out there.
Truthfully?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I tell you, I know. I don't think there's. I'll tell you right now, Curtis. I know, and I know, Harry. Your offensive line. If you're not given time, and I get what you're saying, Rodgers is younger. He has the mobility.
No. He's got a little more mobility.
Right,
yeah,
but the offensive line's giving you no time at that point, and that was the big time loss. We talked about it. Tristan Wirfs being out of this game 1 hour before being inactive. We know that he was hurt, although he was practicing. I get it. On Friday, it seemed like he may come back. That's a major loss, and that offensive line.
Were down, when the Buccaneers were down 10-0. Did you think they had to abandon the run then? Or
no,
wait a minute. Hold on. Because you sat right 2 feet away from me, Peter. Hold
Mhm.
on, Curtis. Peter, you were sitting 2 feet away from me, and you
Yeah.
said to me, quote unquote, "Wow, holy cow, we're really taking advantage of their over aggressiveness."
Mhm.
All they were doing is draw. They run a draw play, and he ran for 8 yards. And you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, look at this for 5 yards and for 6 yards." And all of a sudden,
Get away with it. They get away from it. I get it. And it's either Byron Leftwich or it's either Bruce Arians. It's tough sometimes to watch this
it's a
offense
coaching
because-
issue. So go ahead. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Curtis.
no,
I didn't mean to take it away from you.
Harry, you're right. The coaching was, I told Peter this yesterday. Some of those calls were egregious. Oh my God, I couldn't. I mean, whatever. I'm not even going to get into the referees, but yes, some of the coaching was bad. But also, the guy JP Peterson that just called, I love what he said about Devin White.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. He, you know what? Devin White is great when he's blitzing or whatever it is, but he has the tendency to
roam, to try to play superstar football.
He gets caught up
Correct.
in his own head. And this isn't LSU.
Yeah.
This is LSU. Everybody on this team, everybody on this field is professional. Are some guys better than others? Absolutely. But if you make a mistake, the system will beat you. And Cooper Kupp showed that yesterday. Yeah, absolutely. Does Cooper Kupp have great games against us? Yes. But their system is beating us every single time.
Yeah, but when I woke up on Sunday morning and I forgot to say this, I had this aura and this feeling that came about me. It was like this euphoric feeling, knowing that the Green Bay Packers were eliminated from the playoffs. And I was so looking forward. I had breakfast at my favorite place. My buddy Peter came by. We went to Brooklyn Pizza. We had a nice pizza, a whole bunch of wings.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for game day. We're making bets. We're doing this, and then they lose. And all that big euphoria, well, it still kind of outweighs it because I hate Green Bay, bro.
This is what it's all about. It goes from euphoria to this.
I'll tell you what. I'll say this. Disappointed, kind of. And I mean, this team hasn't been healthy all year.
Correct.
That's the first time.
But that defense was healthy.
Well, no. That was the first time
But here's
their
the
defense
problem.
played
The problem.
together.
They had no chemistry because they haven't been together. Do you see how terrible the Lakers look right now? They have no chemistry. Well, Westbrook is also trash, but whatever. Anyway,
Can't shoot. Can't shoot. They got no shooters. You got a 3-point lead. You got no shooters.
Listen.
Yeah.
Harry, listen. I'm not making that an excuse, but JPP didn't look the same as he did last year.
JPP he's over the hill. Okay, let's just get this straight. There's two people that won't be on this team next year. One of them is going to be JPP, and the other one's going to be Ndamukong Suh.
That Devin White didn't look the same, and I'm going to tell you something. I love Mike Edwards. I love him, but there's a reason he's a backup.
Mm-hmm.
There is.
By the way, Peter, I want to apologize ahead of time. You can bring him in.
All right, I tell you what, Curtis, we're going to go ahead and let you go. You can use that second call. I want to read some of these comments, Curtis, and then we're going to bring in Fat Mike from 1252 Chicago Sports. All right, stand by.
My homeboy's coming in.
All right, so.
Hey, can you play a little bit of the funk?
I can't.
All right, guys, I got you.
I'm not going to play that song again. I'm going to go ahead and read
play
some of
some.
these. I'm
Bro,
going to read.
read the comments with a little bit of the funk. Come on.
I'm not doing that again. We're not doing that over-under music again. We'll do that on Friday.
Just wait till Friday. Hey, there's people out there asking for it. I guarantee it.
There's nobody asking for it besides you. All right, let's go out to the comments here. All right, how is the Rolex looking? It's looking very good. Thank you very much for asking, Tim Hill. Mason Bradford says JP is one of the few who spoke the absolute truth about the BS Ray Sister City concept. Tim says JP Peterson question, did the Rams not dominate the most on the 3 quarters there? Jim, hold on a minute. We'll go out to you in a moment. Stand by. I know a lot of people want to call, and I know you want to. Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan Legend SC, like Good Morning Football said, Brady will have another Super Bowl, but not with Tampa. Somebody's cousin here, Von Nego, I don't know who that is, released Brady signed Rodgers. This is what I think about that. Somebody says, keep going, Peter. Thank you very much. Or keep going, Pete, whoever that is. Thank you very much. Whether we're on the hub or I love St. Pete. Wells was a joke. He was also hurt. Roger Shoe says, Godwin coming to the Bears. We'll see about that. Bunting, absolutely. Chris Cole, Sean Payton may not be back in New Orleans. We'll talk about that in a moment. Roger Shoe says, super chats are open. Support Peter's hard work. I appreciate that. My friend will go in and fire the cannon. Let's go ahead and go on to Tim Hill. And Pete, how is Cooper Kupp in single coverage when he's averaging 20.3 yards a play? Made 0 sense. I agree with you. In fact, I'll give you the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Have no idea why he's in single coverage, as he's been a Bucks killer. That's the disappointing thing. Jim, stand by. We'll come on to you in a moment. Todd Bowles was too busy interviewing for head coaching jobs. Troy Polamalu been saying fire Bowles and Leftwich. Chris Cole. Bowles had 1 foot out the door. We have to go out to Jim. Let's go out to Jim. Damn it, Jim. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. You're on with yours truly, along with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire, 1252 Chicago Sports. Go.
Oh, is the Rams going to win it all?
What now?
Going to win it all this year like we did?
Harry, are the Rams going to win it all, or are they going to be the second team in NFL history to win in their house or not?
I predicted the Rams to win it since week 5. To be honest with you, that they were going to win it all this year, and I still stand by it. I don't see Kansas City, especially Cincinnati. I mean, by the way, can anybody give
Cincinnati? Hey,
yo?
He's in Ohio, by the way. Jim's in Ohio, so
Ohio.
You're getting into Cincinnati right now. Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow.
Congratulations! I love the Bayou Bengal boy himself, Mr. Joe Burrow. Loved him with LSU, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the National Football League. But if you think for 1 minute that this team has any chance against the Kansas City Chiefs, it's bad. They never should have got by Tennessee. But I'll tell you what, I'm super proud of Cincinnati. Absolutely proud of that city. I'm happy for the fans. I'm happy for the team. You know what? The last playoff game they won, they didn't even have these cell phones. It was literally ridiculous, man. I mean, I'm just so elated for what Cincinnati has done, but that magic comes to an end this week.
Well, we'll see. Look, because Kansas City, questionable defense. They give up a lot of points versus Josh Allen. I get it. I think Joe Burrow could be on that same plateau, but the problem is that offensive line has been absolutely atrocious. They were versus the Titans, 9 sacks given up. And look, Kansas City does have some defensive playmakers into Chris Jones and, of course, Clark on the outside. What else, Jim?
So you think he thinks the Rams gonna win it in their own stadium like Tampa Bay did?
I don't know I don't know who to think at this point. It's too early for me. I still think San Francisco can give the Rams everything they can.
Oh, they can.
But right now,
that's the worst matchup. That's the worst matchup for the Rams.
Right.
It really is. But like I said, this is not the same Rams team that finished the season against the 49ers. This is a little bit different. This team turned it up. I seen a huge difference. Peter, you did too, man.
I did.
Quarterback play, defense, it was unbelievable. I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable. And they beat the brakes off of the reigning Super Bowl champions.
What now?
Is Cooper Kupp the best wide receiver in the league?
I think he's one of the best wide receivers in the league.
I personally think.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 other receivers better than Cooper Kupp, in my opinion.
Who?
Okay, the kid from Minnesota, Jefferson is his name.
Okay.
And Jamar Chase in Cincinnati.
Okay, that's fair, but I think you look at the numbers. Look, guys, you look at the numbers that Cooper Kupp has put up this year has been tremendous, and that's the reason why he's in that MVP type of conversation. He's Mr. Consistent. Even though he had a fumble yesterday, he absolutely torched that Bucks back end, and it was not pretty, and it hasn't been pretty ever since he's been against the Bucks. What else, Jim?
Well, I'm waiting. I got to root for the Bengals.
All right.
My boys got put out. I'm sad.
All right, I'll give you a Ric Flair woo. Yeah.
Good guess, Money Man.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. I think he was calling me Big Bling Blake there. Let's go ahead. Go out to Fat Mike here really
Where's
quick.
my boy? There he
Chicago,
is.
1252 Chicago Sports. Welcome to the evolution, my friend. What did you think about this weekend's playoff action?
Oh
nice,
boy,
Mike.
it was a great weekend here for football. For the NFL, it was a great weekend. I loved every single game that hit the schedule, and it was phenomenal, man. Football this weekend was absolutely great. I loved every second of it.
All right. Tell you what, let's read some comments here really quick. We'll get back to it because I don't want to neglect these guys here. Agree with the 0 cents. Todd Bowles was too busy interviewing for head coaching jobs. Sean Payton has been mentioned. That's been the big time rumor. Do you guys think there is a possibility, we've mentioned this on the over-under for 1252, that possibly the Bears could lure him out from the Saints because it doesn't seem like he's coming back to the Saints? Is there here, you better stop it right now. Do you think there's a possibility, Fat Mike, to get Sean Payton or no?
Not at all. Not at all. For the Chicago Bears, not one bit. Not at all. Because the fact of what you'd have to give up to get him, he's still signed. Technically, he's still signed for another 3 years down there in New Orleans. And the Bears just don't have the draft capital to
Mike,
lure
we don't
him
have anybody to
lure
give
the
away.
Saints.
There's
Yeah,
nobody to give them.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Coach a
Right.
team with half the players?
Right. And Harry's just alluding to the point that I'm just trying to make.
Right.
The Bears don't have anything to give up to bring Sean Payton to Chicago.
Sure.
That's not going to happen.
They ain't going to spend the money, even if they had the
Right.
capital to give them.
The Bears are cheap. The Bears are cheap. Really cheap.
Okay.
I'm going to try and keep it PC.
Mike,
I'm going to try and
you
keep
know
it
what?
PC because Peter, I know you run a
Mike-
PC show.
Michael, I'm proud of you, bro.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great? And we definitely
Oh,
have.
believe me, there was a bunch of F-bombs and stuff going off in my head like grenades. You know, I'm sure that's going to happen. Just make sure you guys
Peter.
are on a 6-second delay.
Yes.
Hey, Peter, where's all your comments, bro?
I'm going right now. Chris Cole says Bowles has 1 foot out the door. Evan Shear says, I won't be upset if both coordinators leave. I think they ran their course. Thought the coaching all around was noticeable downgrade this year. Not sure why. Do we agree with that? Or are Bucs fans, kind of still in their feelings from the Rams game? Do the Bucs need a fresh start with the new offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator? And to that matter, if BA comes back and he has some plans for having assistants, will that lure Tom Brady back in if they do lose a Byron Leftwich or a Todd Bowles?
That's a great question, Peter. I don't think it's Bruce Arians that keeps Tom Brady here in Tampa, to be honest with you. I mean,
Well, to be
that's just
fair
my
now,
opinion.
look, his recruiting effort was BA was the quarterback whisperer. He's worked with Andrew Luck. He's worked with Peyton Manning. He was a no-nonsense coach, not like Bill Belichick, who was, a disciplinarian, players coach. I think BA had something to say about that. Just saying.
Listen, man. The only reason why Tom Brady came here to Tampa was because they were going to stack a team and they were going to let him do what he wanted to do and bring the players that he wanted to bring here. Leonard Fournette. I mean, can I keep going? Antonio Brown before he became an asswipe. Leonard Fournette. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. And you know what the main reason was, Peter?
I love the
I don't
term
know.
of asswipe.
88 to 91 degrees, literally from spring all the way to winter. And Clearwater Beach, where he buys a $6 or $8 million boat. Those are the reasons why he came here to Florida. And then besides, they already had a stacked team. He could win a Super Bowl. Give me a break. He was never going to California.
Well, let's get real here too. Okay, Tom Brady. We all know that Tom Brady, Byron Leftwich, although he has the title of offensive coordinator, he's not the offensive coordinator, guys. Plain and simple. He's not.
But I think the question was: do you think there was a
Brady
regression?
calling the play at the line every single time?
The question was: do you think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coaching regressed this year? No, I've been critical about their coaching staff since they assembled it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be real, Peter. Okay, I don't like the risk of no biscuit.
I would chew off my left nut to have Bruce Arians as the
Get
Bears.
the
head
hell
coach.
out of here! Take him off of here.
I'm serious.
Bruce Arians.
I like Bruce Arians. The Bears did that guy dirty. The Bears did Bruce Arians really dirty.
Come on, Harry.
They did a
would
great
take
job.
Bruce Arians in a second over what
In
the
a
hell
second.
we had over the last 4
Have you
years.
seen our offensive line with a Bruce Arians offense? That's all I'm going to tell you.
Well, wait a minute now. To be fair, that offensive line in the last couple of years has improved ever since BA has gotten here. I get what you're saying about the game plan. I don't necessarily like the fact that it's more pass-oriented than run-oriented, but still,
just a little bit. How many times did they run the ball yesterday, Pete?
Not enough. That's for
Okay.
sure.
You know what I implore someone to do out there in the comments? I want you to look at a yearly stat this year and then last year. How
Agreed.
many pass attempts versus how many rushing attempts? And then, Mike, I think it'll open up your minds, and I think you're going to take that statement away.
I'd
Because
still take Bruce Arians.
Oh,
Mike, let me ask
for
you
what? Because he's a tough guy. Get out of here, man.
Mike,
Stop.
Byron Leftwich, if he's a candidate for the Chicago Bears job, are you happy, or Todd Bowles? What do you say?
I want neither.
Okay. Why?
I agree.
Neither. Todd Bowles, I mean, we've seen it throughout the playoffs, throughout the year. Todd Bowles, listen, that defense is where it's at. Byron Leftwich, right now, he doesn't run the ball enough. The guy that I want, who showed that he can, that showed that he can do his thing, is Brian Dable from the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but Brian,
the last
you know
two
what?
games, Brian Dable has completely changed my mind over the last 2 games on how he can run an offense.
Haven't you had it? You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to save it for your Wednesday night show because I was going to come through the back room and come in and sneak there because I know you like them. Okay. Oh, stop it, Peter. Haven't you seen enough of 5-man protection? Seriously, we've had 4 years of it, Mike. 4 years of 5-man protection in Chicago. That's what Brian Dable does all the time. 5-man protection. Doesn't like to keep tight ends in the backfield. Doesn't like using fullbacks. That's another one. I understand why we're enamored with them, but really, 5-man protection. That's all they run.
That's fine. The 5-man protection. What it instills, though, all right, it instills the extra escape route for a young quarterback like Justin Fields, like Josh Allen. It gives him another dump route in Knox, in Montgomery, in Cole Kmet if he ever regains his hands.
Okay, that's
all right. I mean, the guy has cement blocks for fucking hands, for crying out loud. All right,
here we go. That's
shit. I'm sorry, Peter.
Here we go. Sprinkle it. We're gonna sprinkle it right over the top of him.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. We got Mike out.
No. Peter runs a clean show.
We let Mike out of his cage.
I'm sorry, Peter. I'm sorry. But like Cole Kmet, seriously, let's get real here. Cole Kmet has cinder blocks for hands.
He did a private parts scene when they're skating, and then they continue to curse. You just did the same exact thing. I love it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Peter. But let's get real here. The Bears are in a rough shape right now. And let's go back to this. Let's go back to this Bucks Rams game that happened yesterday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Tom Brady with the best of them. All right, and I'm so sick of this bullshit that is Tampa Bay. I don't know who coined that. All right, hold on. I'm sick of that. Okay, but hold on. Let me explain.
Okay. All right.
The Tampa Bay stuff. It gets a little old. Okay, because they have a really good hockey team that cheats. And they have.
You know what?
Come on, let's get real here. Look.
Tampa Bay Lightning, 2-time Stanley Cup champions. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Super Bowl champions. Even the Rays went to the World Series. And they probably would have won World Series Game 6 if they didn't take out Blake Snell early. But that's neither here nor there. Come on, this area deserves it now.
All right, listen.
Be nice.
What I'm saying is this. All right. Hold on.
What the hell is going on at this point?
Puff, Mike. Puff, pass.
Well, there's some people here that will puff passing too much on
What I'm saying is this. The Tampa Bay area has they have a lot going on for them down there. All right, the Tampa Bay Lightning are playing out of their mind, even though they cheat like bastards.
Oh,
the Buccaneers. All right, I like Tampa Bay. I like the Bucks. The Bucks they're a very good team. They put together a good squad. Tom Brady just exudes that affirmation of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans and Cameron Brate and Rob Gronkowski and Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. The list goes on and on and on. And with that defense down there, it's amazing. But the reason that Tampa Bay lost that game yesterday, let's get real here, all right, is that the kicker is absolute dog shit.
Oh, wait a minute. Which one? Tampa's kicker?
Tampa's kicker is fucking dog shit.
I pray to God that Tampa Bay Ray
right.
is not listening.
How do you give Matt Stafford the ball 3 out of 5 times at
that's
the 45-yard line? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, listen, that's not Ryan Suck up there. That is actually Bradley Pinion.
Okay, well, that guy needs to be fucking fired. Because that guy needs to go immediately, like right now. If I was Bruce Arians, I'd be like, this guy fucking blows.
What happened to the PC? I know. I'm just
play the funk, Peter.
God,
I'm
sorry.
Play the funk, Peter.
That guy is terrible. How do you get 3 penalties on 3 kickoffs?
I have no idea.
Me?
And the special teams yesterday for the Bucs was very, very poor. I'll tell you what.
Terrible. And that is the main reason.
You got some good comments, Peter.
If you boil everything down, the entire game was awesome, for the exception of the special teams by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. That guy needs to be hung up by his ball sack out of the nearest palm tree right outside Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium. I'd be stretching that guy's nuts from the nearest palm. I'm telling you.
All right, so let's go on to the comments. I don't know how we follow that, but we went to Evan here. Mason Bradford says Matt Stafford is a bad man. He deserves a Super Bowl. I'm painfully happy to see him competing with the Rams. Unfortunately, at the Bucs' expense. Roger Sue says I agree. In Tampa, we support the Yankees. Move the Rays to Orlando. How about you move to Orlando?
This guy, he is the troll of all trolls. I love Troy Polamalu. He's awesome.
Roger Sue says, get the Rays out of Florida. Canada can have them. You guys tonight or something. We in Tampa don't want the Rays. Curtis, you got to hold on a moment. I got to read some.
We want the funk. Give up the funk.
All right, the last play is going to haunt me until next season. Mason says, great segment with JP. Thanks, Peter. Absolutely. Roger Shu says, happy play the funk. We're not playing.
Harry, play the funk.
We want the funk. Okay, Harry, I do apologize reading all these comments. Giselle made the decision. Tom says, and it's time to celebrate the beginning of the Jordan Love era. I'm going to give him the Byron Leftwich on that.
Bucks, baby?
Evan says, did the music from the other night doom them? Who knows? Probably was the music the other night was bad luck for the Bucks. When will Bucks fans see Bowles and Leftwich are the problem? Chris Cole says Evans is a top 5 wide receiver. Absolutely. The way he played yesterday, over 100 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, and absolutely toasted and roasted Jalen Ramsey. Me and Big Mike were laughing our asses off watching the Bucks lose. I'm going to fire the cannons for that because I actually believe that. Roger Shu says, okay, guys, can we keep it PC here? Fat Mike is the no smoking section. Roger Shu says, happy play the funk.
Harry played the funk.
I just had to do it again. Todd Smoke Bowles.
Todd Smoke Bowles.
I like
Troy
that guy.
Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan Legend SC. Not even the Detroit Lions want Bowles and Leftwich. Come on, let's not get ridiculous. They would take them as a coach. Josh McDaniel is the next OC. We're not in prime time at Sports Web after dark. Or probably we will be in dark here pretty soon. Roger Shu says, Mike, I agree with you. Roger, again, play the funk, damn it. I'm not playing it.
We got the funk.
Give up the funk.
The punter is way overpaid. You guys
give up the funk.
All All right. This show is definitely going off the rails. Let me read.
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't started swearing yet.
It's not. No, actually, you did already, but that's
Hold on.
okay. It's not. It's only this much off the rails, Mike. You and I'll get it there. If
All right, let's go out.
if he
Hold
just
on.
plays that music, it'll go off the rails.
All right, let's go out to I Love St. Pete here. Ben Cornett says, let's not let Keith Armstrong off the hook. Pinion with 2 kickoffs out of bounds, which added to the Bucs' issues. Also, Darden is garbage. I know he's a rookie, but man, this team needs to bring in competition. Peter still has the Bucs winning the Super Bowl this year. Thank you, Ben. Arians wasn't allowed to be a quarterback whisperer to Brady. If anything, Brady is the head coach whisperer. BA is smart enough to know that. Ben Cornett, I think Dayball is going to take the Giants head coaching job. Giants just hired the assistant GM from Buffalo.
Stop just for a second. Mike, who do you think is going to go to the Giants in all seriousness?
For the head coaching spot, I know they just hired Schuin for the GM job.
Okay, and isn't he tied in position? Isn't he tied with the guy Flores?
Well, that's what I heard. I thought it was going to be Brian Flores.
I think Flores. The Giants have so many opportunity right now because the Giants are in that big market of being in New York. Seriously, anybody that they throw money at right now is going to take the job. So I mean,
hey, there's a comment for Fat Mike in there, by the way, from Tom.
Okay. I mean, that's legit. I mean, the Giants are at a specific spot right now where whoever they throw money at is going to take it.
Tom Banner says, I must have a few cocktails with Mike, and I have to agree with 95% of what he's saying. Mike, just to let you know, Tom, Mike, he's only like 40 minutes north of you.
Well, Tom Banner, anytime you want to have a drink, you hit me up, bud. We'll
All
have
right,
a good time.
Bears GM will be Champ Kelly, and the head coach will be Dan Quinn. You happy with that?
No, I'm not happy with that. The best thing for the Chicago Bears right now, the best thing for the Chicago Bears was to crash in Lake Michigan after the Minnesota Vikings game.
Oh, geez, Mike.
Oh, no, don't start that again.
Like legit. I'm being
mail.
100% honest. The best thing for the Chicago was to start as a new franchise.
I had hate mail in my inbox.
Mike's like the angry fan of the Chicago Bears.
Because you know what though? You guys in Tampa, are you guys down there in Tampa? You guys get it. All right. You guys have sucked for a long time before Tom Brady came there. All right. You guys sucked from 2002, 2001 on to Tom Brady got there.
No, that's not true. Let me correct you now. 2002, they won the Super Bowl. All right. And then after that, they had John Gruden and they had some playoff appearances. And then
they had Josh Freeman. They had Brad Johnson. They had whoever else poop dick at quarterback.
They had your greatest quarterback of all time, Mr. Napoleon Dynamite, Mike Glennon.
Fuck that guy. Jesus Christ. Fuck that guy. You're making me sweat about that shithead. He's terrible.
I don't believe you had to bring it up. You had to say that name.
You had the worst down there. All right. Up here in Chicago, you guys won a Super Bowl the last fucking 3 decades.
You had Josh McCown and Mike Glennon both in your quarterback room, and the Bucs decided to do the same thing.
Dude, I'm not even joking. Let's just look up. Go ahead. Take me out of the room a second, and I'll let you know when I'm ready to come back in.
All right.
No, don't. You don't want to do that. Oh my God, it's going to take an hour for him to read this list. You know that, right?
Well, that's okay. That's all right. Let's go out to Rodgers' shoe.
It's good though.
Knights Bears. Yeah, absolutely. Wanted to mostly read all those comments. Open phone line. Now you can call in, Curtis. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I'm your host, Peter Blake, here live on I Love St. Pete. And of course, the Hub. Like and subscribe to Sports Web on YouTube. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. 1252 Chicago Sports, and of course, Fat Mike of 1252. Great stuff from him. Are you ready to come back on? Should I allow him back on again?
No, of course you should allow him back on.
Okay,
here we go.
So I'm here now. I'm here now. Do my best, Andrew Dice Clay. Since 2002.
Ready for this list?
Are you guys ready for this shit? Because it's fucking disgusting. It makes me want to puke.
You know what? Now I'm going to play the music. All right, here we go. Here comes the music.
Yeah, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You feeling it, ain't you,
This
Mike?
is Mike, baby. This is Fat Mike with the fat crank. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just farted a little bit. There's no poop attached to it. Don't worry about that. It's okay.
Mike, you see, this is the show, Mike. This is the show you missed on Friday night. So, Mike, tell us, buddy. Let's just ignore the music.
Hold on.
That was just a little fart.
We're gonna
Don't worry
go
about
out.
the rest.
Will you shut up and be quiet? Let's go out to Jim from Ohio. Jim, I don't know where to go here. What do you want? That's crazy. This is a crazy show. What do you have to say?
What did the Bears win since when Mike Ditka and them?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Mike Ditka? You can't say nothing bad about Mike Ditka.
I can say a lot about. I can say a lot of bad about Mike Ditka.
I can't deal with you guys. What?
That's sacrilegious.
Bring Mike Ditka, the next coach of the Chicago Bears from 1985. Bring him back. Fucker. Who cares?
All right.
Bears.
Jim,
Bears.
Jim, they did have some winning seasons after Mike Ditka. They did get to the Super Bowl with Devin Hester, who may go into the Hall of Fame this year, hopefully, because that would be great. But here's the thing. They have not had a Super Bowl year. Yes, 85. That is correct.
Ooh, 85.
Yes, yes.
I remember us winning in, 2004 or something like that.
2002. Yeah, 2002, 2003.
Yeah,
yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember the Bears winning after that or before that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Well,
I remember it.
Okay. Yes, you do remember it. All right. What else, Jim?
Hey, what do you think the Buccaneers are going to get rid of on the offseason? Or who do you think we're going to keep? Like, are we going to keep Godwin?
I mean, to me, you got to keep Chris Godwin. 98 catches. I mean, he's going to be a hot commodity out there. You can't let him get away. 24, 25-year-old wide receiver, great attitude like Mike Evans, goes about his business like a professional. And I get it. He's coming off an injury, but you got to sign him some way, somehow. So
I'm disappointed in you, Peter.
Why?
Godwin's a stud.
Guys, have we not learned that they don't have wide receiving depth on this team? They do not.
No, it has nothing to do about the wide receiver depth.
We need to keep Stu, too, because Dominic Sue, I don't know why would you get rid of him.
Who?
Yeah. Dominic Sue.
Well, I mean, I think it comes down
Stop
to
against stupid.
Will you shut up? It comes down to Sue if he wants to play or not. He's up there in age, and then on top of it, the salary demand a little bit too. Why are you disappointed, guy? You know what? I'm going to go full screen. I got your disappointment right here. Look, if anybody ever says, oh, we could do it without Chris Godwin because we got Tyler Johnson and we got Scotty Miller and we got Sorrell Grayson and all these other guys. No, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, make that offense go. I get it. You have Gronkowski. You also got to go out there and get a third wide receiver because to tell you the truth, I don't know if Tyler Johnson has developed fast enough for this team. I'm not giving up on him, Scotty Miller, but those guys right now are not ready, in my opinion.
I don't know what we're going to do with Scotty Miller. All that speed, we need to do something with him.
Well,
he taught us, didn't he, Mike?
You definitely got to do something. What? He's a wide receiver that doesn't have a diva mentality.
All I was saying is I was disappointed because we didn't get a chance to listen to the 20 minutes of quarterbacks that have played for the Chicago Bears. And I really wanted to play the funk. And I wanted Mike to go ahead and read the list because I think it's kind of therapeutic.
The Bears got that funk. We got the funk.
All right, Jim, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna.
Jim. You know what? I want to touch on Jim's point. Jim does have a very good.
So what point did you want to touch?
I seriously, honestly, he has a point though. If the Bucs lose on Chris Godwin, that's a big loss for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because the loss of Antonio Brown because he's a shithead makes a big difference because Antonio Brown is a guy that can cut over the middle and he's not afraid to get hit. Chris Godwin is almost the same exact player. He's not afraid to go through the middle. He's not afraid to catch a ball in coverage. He's not afraid to catch a ball through the middle. And that's a big thing. I like Chris Godwin. I like Mike Evans. Cameron Brayton and with Gronk being there as well opens up a whole new offense. And with again, with the weaponry that they have at running back between
the word was
plethora, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to say it, but I don't want to say it because it makes me sound smart, and I'm not a smart guy. But the weaponry that they have at running back with Leonard Fournette, Giovanni Bernard.
I can't deal with this man anymore.
I mean, who else do they have back there
Bro,
right now?
you've got to put up Tom Banner's comment. It's
All
the
right.
comment of the year.
All right,
That's it.
hold
I want
on.
to see Tom
Let's
Banner.
go-
What do you got, Tom Banner?
The last one.
All right, hold on. Let's go out to these comments. Jim, thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you. Let me
I
go
like
ahead
that
and
guy.
give you the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Damn it, Jim. Keep on
Fuck
calling.
the Bucks, baby.
Will you shut up? Chid Chameleon Productions. Harry's the man. Mentioning McCown, I love to see him as the Chicago head coach, and Glennon calls Pace his job. Thankfully, can you imagine what McCaskey would be thinking watching Glennon's performance against the Bears, then realizing they paid that D-bag $25 million? Steven Glasker says, what's up, fellas? Steven again. I agree with Peter about PA being a reason to stay. Thank
We
you
need to
very
get
much.
him on here. I miss Steven Glasker. I like picking on him.
He wants to talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Tom Banner says, kind of unexpected snowstorm last Saturday night in Kenosha. I heard half the city plow drivers called in. The roads were still a mess Sunday afternoon. Every bar I went into Sunday, they were cheese head tears. It was awesome. I guess I'll fire the cannons for that.
I'll agree with that.
I know it's early, but we should draft Jahan Dotson out of Penn State, the wide receiver, of course. Yes, that would be something the Bucs may be looking at. I think also with Sue and his age, getting up there in age, you try to get one of those guys out of Georgia. Tell you what, let's go out to this guy. I don't have an intro for him because I don't want to get copyrighted. Ben Cornett out of Las Vegas. Welcome to the Evolution. What do you have to say?
I like Ben. Ben's good shit.
Harry.
What's up, Ben? How are you, my brother?
Great, man. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing fantastic, buddy.
Hey, Harry.
Benny.
Thank you.
Benny and the Jets.
I mean, it's like Brady being with Arians. He's making him look good. You're making Peter look fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. Thank you very little.
So, Ben, were you?
Oh, you know the guy already, fucking Benny. Good Lord. Sweet
So,
Pete.
Benny, were you agreeing with me?
Yes.
Oh,
See,
okay.
he was
Good.
agreeing with
I like
you
this.
guys, and he was doubting me like he always does because he's a troll. Good job, Ben from Las Vegas. All right. So, what are your thoughts on this situation with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? From the comments of Tom Brady's tonight, Let's Go podcast, do you sense that he's retiring or he hasn't made a decision yet, in your opinion?
I kind of sense he might be retiring. And look, I mean, the guy is 44 years old. Father time always wins.
True.
Kyle Trask to the rescue, baby.
We'll see. I mean, and that may be what they go with, but at the end of the day, they have the team right now in place to, if you want to go after a veteran quarterback, you can do it. I get what you're saying. You know what?
He's a taller version of Rex Grossman.
You know what? Here we go. Here's what I think. You know, I don't even have the damn music. Screw you guys.
Come
All
on,
right.
man, do it.
Go ahead.
Fun. Steve, I know Steve Glasker would like it.
I'm not playing it. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, I was going to say, too, there's a quote in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Right.
Dom says that I don't have friends. I have family.
Correct.
So,
oh my God, are we seriously quoting fucking Fast and Furious right now? Is that what this show has come to?
You know, we go from JP Peterson.
I know.
Is that what's going on right now? We're going to fucking we're going to that dick bag who's like 5'2", who thinks he's a badass, and the guy that what's his name? What's that dick bag's name?
It's Dominic Toretto, and it's also Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Yeah, we're going to Vin Diesel quotes right now. Is that where this show has come to?
Hang on, is
Peter,
Vin Diesel?
Peter,
Is Vin
you got to
Diesel
restart the show.
Hold on, is Vin Diesel actually 5'2"? I thought he was shorter.
Yeah, he's like 4'8".
Yeah,
I get it. I went down 500 notches from Fat Mike's favorite people. I get it. Okay, sorry. Can I do that for a second?
Oh, God.
Family is very important.
It is. That is
family. It's family.
Mr. Brady
Family.
to retire. Just
Family.
You think so, Ben? I think he's retiring too.
Vin Diesel's like a.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's break down Vin Diesel.
Let's not break down Vin Diesel. Let's not.
Wait.
Let's not. Fat Mike. Yes or no? Tom Brady retires.
No.
Okay. I don't think so
No.
either. I don't think he retires either.
In one word, but let's break down the Vin Diesel talk.
Why not? Let's do it.
All right.
What's your
Vin
favorite?
Diesel.
You play the
He's
fun.
like 4'6". I'm pretty sure he's a midget.
I'm about to cut you all off right now if you keep it up.
Family. It's all about family.
Yeah.
He's like a half. Oh yeah. Vin Diesel.
We're waiting. All we're missing
All
is
of
Stephen Glasgow.
4'6" with a 2-foot prick. Vin Diesel. What's going on, baby? It's all about family.
See, this is the reason why I don't play this music, because you guys lose your mind. I'm gonna play this instead. How about that?
Oh, I can't help it.
All right, go ahead, Ben. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to say.
The 2-foot.
All of 4'6" with a 2-foot prick.
Lost.
Who would have thought that two Chicago guys could tickle Peter like they did? I mean, it's both kind of weird and funny at the same time.
You're kind of weird and funny.
You do know, Ben, that we can tickle him.
It's all my fault. It's my fault.
Don't start.
The second they invite me on this show, shit goes
Randy
haywire.
Man Macho Savage called into the over-under 52 Sports on
Plenty.
Friday night
Plenty
and
of
made an
times.
observation
From the grave.
that two guys were sitting in my kitchen
Boom,
for almost 2 hours, and we never even got up to use the facilities to go pee. And I kept telling everybody, I can't because he's holding it for me.
Shut up! Still tickling. I love it.
God.
Peter, let me ask you a question. Honestly,
Yes.
isn't this a little bit better, making it go a little bit off the rails?
Well, you
than
know
it is
what? I'm
being,
pretty
hold
sure
on, that
Peter
being
doesn't
all
believe in the
serious. You know, look, the Bucks lost. It's tragic. They didn't go for the second one. They tried. It was outcoached. But man, you really got to think about this, man. I mean, isn't this kind of therapeutic? I'd love to see some of the comments out there. I know Roger Shue would agree with me.
All right, let's go ahead and go out to the comments real quick, Ben. What do you have to say to finish up? I don't know where to go. Hold on.
I just want to
go ahead.
I just want to say that if this is the last of Brady, thank you, thank you.
I agree.
Because he changed the culture. He changed the whole city around. This team was a doormat 2 years ago.
Correct.
Yes,
And
it was.
Made it relevant again.
Yep. Agree.
So I thank him for that. And go Bucks. And guys, just keep tickling Peter.
Yeah, I am. Hey, listen, Ben, by the way, I want to quote something from the great Stephen Glasgow. You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because you live out in Vegas. He always told me to tell you to do one thing. He's never had a chance. He said, bet on black, baby.
That seems racist.
You know, all right, Ben, thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you.
That seems super racist.
Oh,
no, not at all, man.
Guys. All right, the Rolex reporter, appreciate you. Roger Shue says, A-Rob to the Bucks.
I can see that happening.
I can see. I also see the muffin top going to the Bucks too.
Oh, geez.
That fucking soft pile of shit. Let him go. Who cares? You guys will fucking hate him in 2 weeks.
No, you won't. You'll love him.
Can I please finish these? All right.
Sure, man, go ahead.
It's just off. Stephen Glasgow, welcome to the evolution of sports talk television.
What up, Peter? How you doing?
Oh, he's here. Why can't I see his face?
Hey, bro, where's his music?
I'm
Where's
not
his
giving you any
face?
music. Why do I need to play music all the time? What is
Where's
wrong
his
with me?
face? I miss Stephen Glasgow. Where's his face?
There you go, Steven.
I enjoyed sexy voice style and that mic.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
What's up, baby?
It's the quiet storm.
yeah.
Vin Diesel, 5'6" with a 2-foot prick.
I don't know what to say.
Mike is on the mic.
Shut up!
All right, enough of this. Go ahead, Steven. What do you have to say about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers? You guys shut up.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, I
What's
wasn't
up,
mad,
Stephen
and actually I'm still a little bit mad, but I'll say this. I agree with you, Peter. I think Brady stays, because he can have a beach house anywhere, guys, or I think he's staying because of BA. And I think that's
You can't have a beach house in Nebraska, Stephen Glasgow, so that's a lie.
Well, that's true. Anywhere where there's a beach, you can have a beach house. But here's the deal. Even BA said today, I don't know if you guys watched his press conference. He made it a point to say that he was taking over play calling duties if Byron gets a job. I think
Really?
that's what Brady.
Wow.
Yes, he did. I think that was what Brady know. Hey, don't think you're going to get left out in the cold with some new OC who don't know anything. I got you. I'm pretty sure that was to let Brady know. And I actually did read that Brady said that Giselle gets really scared when he gets hit.
Yeah, that's some of the comments.
And that's normal.
I wish that was Tom Brady's middle finger for a
I'm
day.
telling you guys, that's an important thing because I remember the same thing happened to Kurt Warner. He got hit. His wife didn't like it. Next thing you know, he's retired. Now, I do think he's coming back.
I have a question for Steven.
What?
I think Brady's going to now. Hold on, Harry. I think Brady's going to announce when he comes back that this is his last year. I think he wants a last dance kind of thing. Let's put this thing together. Let's build a team to win us a Super Bowl. Let me get the hell out of here like Peyton did with the Super Bowl win and deuces.
Okay, but I have a question for Steven. Steven, you there? It's actually two questions, so make sure that we have time for it.
I love Steven Glasgow. He's so much fun.
If Tom Brady does retire, is their quarterback currently on the roster, or do they go after Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Ryan Fitzpatrick, maybe for a little stopgap?
You better stop that bullshit.
Okay, sorry.
Jesus, he's getting vulgar.
But seriously, really, I can't believe it. He's cursing at me
Sweet
like that.
Will you guys shut up? All you've been doing is cursing.
I haven't cursed. It's all been you. It's been Peter and Fat Mike for some reason. No, but seriously, is the quarterback on the roster in case Tom Brady does retire?
No, I think they would go after Aaron Rodgers. Except I don't think Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson come in simply because their teams are not going to want to trade them to the NFC. Those guys are going to probably end up in the AFC somewhere. But they do not have the quarterback on the roster right now, no. So I don't know who would be coming out that would be looking to come here. I think Rodgers would love to come. I think Aaron Rodgers would love to come. But I don't think the teams would trade them here, not without Tampa trying to give up some crazy stuff that they're not able to or prepared to give up.
Well, if the Bucks were playing that music we were playing, they'd have no problem. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that
enough of the music with you.
Okay. But anyway, Steven, before you do hang up, I do want you to tell. I already told Ben Cornett what you told me before, but I want you to tell your audience, what do you always have to do when you go to Vegas?
You have to keep your bets low and your returns high.
And bet on black.
Always bet on black, baby. Yeah.
That's what I said.
All right, Wesley. All right, Wesley Snipes. Good stuff there. Let me go ahead and give you the Byron Leftwich. How
about them Bucks, baby?
Thanks a lot.
Black don't crack, baby. Black don't crack.
Oh, geez. All right, let's go on to the comments here. Let's see. I got my popcorn, says Anita. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Anita, baby, I need you.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Will you shut up and be quiet?
I knew that wouldn't work.
All right,
You
let's
can't
go.
go. All the plants are gonna die.
Let's go out to Ed here. Let's get his intro. Craziness. Why does everybody do that? Their intro is playing, they want to talk over it. Ed from Palm Harbor, I'm not giving you an intro. What do you have to say? Welcome to the evolution.
But listen, you already gave me an intro. That's great. That was a good intro.
Thank you, Mr. Ed. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Not the one from the 60s either.
Will you shut up?
Isn't it a horse with teeth that just talks shit?
Shut up.
Decide whether or not he's going to retire or not. All this speculation just irritates the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, it's a part of what it is, right? I mean, we don't know if Tom Brady's going to retire or not. We're not sure what's going to happen, where his mind is at. It may already have been made. The decision may be made. You look at these comments tonight from his podcast, it certainly seems like he feels like he's not a great husband. He wants to be a better husband, a better father. And look, he's given, 21, 22 years to the National Football League. He's 44 years old. What does he have left to prove at the end of the day?
I wish it was Tom Brady's middle finger for a day.
Oh, my God.
But this is why I think he's coming back.
All right. What do you think? Why do you think he's coming back?
He's coming back because he's got an ego like most men do.
Okay.
And he's on top. He's still playing at the top of his game.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you doing there, Harry?
I'm trying to figure out which one is the middle finger.
Harry,
that
what
Mike
are you
wanted to
doing
talk
over
about.
there? Is that the shocker?
We're
What
listening to you. Doing the pink
right.
one and the stink, baby.
Anyways, I think he's going to come back because he's playing at the top of his game right now. I mean, he just finished the best year of his career. You think as an athlete, you don't want to like give up something that's going good.
Well, I agree with you. He's playing at a top level at this
Tom
point.
Brady would have been happy to throw for 3,000 yards as long as he won a Super Bowl. Hell, he would have been happy throwing for 2,500 yards if he would have won the Super Bowl.
And I can't help but sit back and realize what happened in yesterday's game, guys. The whole reason the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost that game is not because of Tom Brady. It's because of that kicker that fucking had 3 penalties kicking the ball out of bounds.
It's not the reason at all. That is not the reason.
That is the reason. How are you going to sit there and give Matt Stafford and the St. Louis Rams the ball at the 45-yard line 3 times? 3 times.
Peter, I promise you,
I'm fucking kidding me.
Peter, I promise you, I'm going to let you have your show back.
Peter, I love you. I love you to death. But I mean, that was the Achilles heel. That was Achilles tendon for the Tampa Bay's Bucks lost.
Tendon or Achilles heel. It was the kicker, the puncher that was kicking the
That
ball.
fucking dude blows. I would set that guy up in front of a wood shed with a target behind him and rifle off 12 rounds at him. I'm not even joking. That dude fucking blows.
Right. I hate to say it, but he's right. The man's right.
How do you seriously? The entire NFL within the last 10 to 15 years has changed. I know. Okay, fine. Smack me like a bitch. I don't care. All right, but like that's exactly what it boils down to.
Smacking around Bradley Pinion.
Hey, Peter. I tell you what, Peter, honestly.
Do you give Matt Stafford and the St. Louis Rams, Sean McVay, one of the most brilliant offensive minds in all of football, half the field?
It's not the St. Louis Rams, it's the LA Rams.
Whatever. Who gives a shit? St. Louis blows regardless. I hate St. Louis like I hate fucking my grandmother.
Hey, listen. I'm going to let you have the show with Mike, but you have to read the last 3 comments, okay? Because the last 3 comments, starting with Banner, Rodgers, Shoe, and Ben Cornett, this just takes the icing.
Please put them up. Put them up.
I can't even read right now. What the hell is going on? Play the funk, bitch.
He's cussed.
We got the funk.
Yeah.
You gotta have that funk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roger Shoe, Big Mike takes shots. Big.
Oh yeah. Vin Diesel, 5'6" with a 2-foot trick.
Because he's just like any other athlete. He does not know when enough is enough. That's the bottom line.
I can't deal with you guys anymore. All right, what else, Ed?
I'm just saying the bottom line is that Tom Brady is just like any other athlete. He just doesn't know when enough is enough. He's going to come back. He's going to think about it, for a couple of days.
I see him. He's hanging out with Vin Diesel.
Same thing last year. Same exact thing happened, and he came back.
Look at Peter. Peter, I just have to ask you one last question. What did you have for dinner?
Yeah, he had Vin Diesel at 5'6".
How about can you shut up and be quiet?
Shut up!
Oh God!
I'm not trying to be on a show, but he's been laughing the whole time I've been on the show.
You can get with these guys right here. They're a bunch of goons.
Oh shit!
I haven't even said anything funny yet.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
we love you though.
Anything's funny. I know.
We know.
Read the last 3 comments, and then I'll let you go. I'll behave.
I'm gonna get you guys out of here. Ed, anything else? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back and reiterate this.
Yes,
I would be willing to bet any amount of money he's gonna come out and announce that he's gonna be here next year.
Okay, we shall see. We'll carry
I'm on board with him. I'm on board with the caller there. I think Tom Brady returns next year to Tampa Bay. It's too easy for him down there right now, especially if everybody comes back healthy, especially if we know what's going on with Godwin. He's going to be out at least minimum half the year next year before he comes back. And that offense is just so fierce.
We'll see. Players.
Who knows? But the timetable is though. Peter,
Right.
the timetable is
it's tough. Yeah,
it's tough to come back from an injury like that.
Sure.
It's tough to come back with an injury of that substance to where he can come back at the beginning of the year. It's not. If he comes back, good Lord, Tom Brady still has the same amount of weapons.
Well, that's why you got to go out, maybe get an OBJ or somebody like that from the draft.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go if they can't start the year without Godwin.
Maybe an Allen Robinson. I know Chicago Bears won't like to hear that, but
no, get rid of him. Who gives a shit?
Bye.
Then they're gonna have to get another.
I don't give a flying frog's fat green ass if the Bears get rid of that fucking turd.
There's no way.
All right, Ed, I appreciate the call. Let me go ahead and give you the woo right there.
I like the guy. He had a nice call, Peter. At least you can tell that guy he's a Bucks fan through and through.
Oh yes,
you can tell that guy he's a Bucks fan.
He's a friend. He's a good guy. Ed, thanks a lot for the call.
That's
go
awesome.
To Roger Shoe here. Roger, welcome to whatever the hell this is. I don't
Roger.
know. Yes, Roger.
Hey, what's going on? First of all, Peter, great show, you fucking malaka.
He just called Peter.
Wait, we got
the
to.
Michael
Isn't there
Jordan.
a button? Don't we have a 6-second delay to leave?
Hold on. Malaka means, just in case people don't know, that he just called Peter the Michael Jordan of masturbators.
Yeah,
he's the champion.
I got the greatest callers on here.
He's the greater baiter.
I gotta keep the show going. I mean, it's Sports Web After Dark.
Yes, it is. It's Sports Web After Dark with Fat Mike and Harry the Greek. It's all right.
I want to get Harry to the sponge shots. Let's do Uzo shots.
Opa.
I apologize.
Opa.
Fat Mike, bro, I love you. I watch your show all the time.
Thank you.
You are hilarious. I freaking love your show, bro.
I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You're the best.
Yeah, Muffin Top needs to come down here. Fuck him.
Fucking yeah. If you guys want Akeem Hicks, fucking take him. Good Lord. Please free the Bears of that contract. Good Lord. You guys can have that fucking turd sandwich.
They can have Khalil Mack too.
No. You know what? I don't give a shit who you guys take from the Bears roster. Honestly, take everybody. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers can have it's fucking ripe for the taking. Take everybody. I don't care.
Peter, you got to keep Montgomery. Other than that, they could have everybody.
Nope. Fucking take them. It doesn't matter.
Fields? What are you doing? Yes, exactly. All right, Roger. What else?
That's about it, really. That was
All right.
good show.
He just called the Raz me. That's what he's like, yeah, your team sucks. We'll take everybody.
Hey, Mike. Hey,
I don't care, man. I'm a Bears fan of 51 years. I'll be one till I'm dead. I don't give a shit. Fuck the Bucks.
Roger.
Love this fucking guy.
Roger.
Fucking Shoe is the man, dude. I love this guy.
All right,
Roger.
Yes.
So,
don't you think we should be playing that funk?
We got the funk.
Man, let's make the funk the official theme song of the Sports Web.
We got to. Peter, what the fuck are you doing, man? You got to have that all the time.
Love the funk.
We got the funk.
Play the funk.
You gotta have that funk.
Yeah.
Just let me record it.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
All right, Roger.
Who the hell cares? But I don't want to go to fat camp. Mom!
I'm going to read these comments and then I'm going to get out of here for the night.
No. You can let me go. You can let me go.
No, you're going to stay. You're going to stay. You're staying.
I got to leave?
No, we're all going to leave. I'm going to get off the show.
Oh.
All right, let's go ahead and go on to the comments. Big Mike takes shots bigger than Vin Diesel. Anita says,
baby.
Don't do Vin Diesel like that. She's laughing. Roger Shoe, shit's bigger than Vin Diesel. Stephen Glasker, play the funk, Peter. No. Chris Cole, I needed to laugh tonight. Good. Tom Banner, Mike and I should meet up, do a show at Mons Venus the third week of March. We will have a special guest, Chad England and Tony P. All right.
Let's do it.
Oh my God. Those are two of my best friends.
Roger Shoe, DJ Fat Mike with the Quiet Storm, sponsored by Old Style Beer. Ben Cornetta Peter was the spring mix. He'd be tossed in Harry's bowl and dripped in Fat Mike, not fat free. dressing goodness.
Yes, that's the best comment of the night.
Oh my!
Wait, pull that guy up. Who said that?
Ben Cornett.
I'm sending that guy a shirt. Make sure you email him. I'm sending him a Fat Mike shirt. That is the best comment of the night.
All right, Stephen Glasker to end it off. I also meant to tell you guys that Todd Bowles lost that game. All right,
Todd Bowles fucking blows. That's why.
Shut up!
Fat Mike, thanks a lot for coming on the Sports Web and making me laugh all night.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really do appreciate it. You guys are doing a great job.
Cool.
Peter, Harry, you guys kill it over here at the Sports Web. I really do appreciate you guys every single time that you guys have me on. You guys are doing a great job. Keep doing the great work. Peter, Harry, I love you guys. Kick me off of here before I get more vulgar and tell more dick and fart jokes.
All right. On that note, thanks a lot, Fat Mike from 1252 Chicago Sports. Appreciate you. Harry the Greek, go ahead and promote yourself. By the way, Mr. Superstar on ABC Action News there locally here. But once again, promote yourself, 1252 Chicago Sports.
You can catch me Friday nights on the over-under on 1252 Sports. I'm sorry, 12. Yeah, something like that. 1252 Chicago. You see, I've been Fat Mike in the head. That guy drinks so much that I'm drunk.
I guess. I don't know. The Vin Diesel talk, never again. We'll never talk Fast and Furious on this show.
Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And you can also catch me on the Sports Web on Friday night, as well as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whenever Peter wants to go. Because I'm your host, Harry the Greek, with Little Pete. Have a good night.
You know what? Yeah. Thank you very much, Harry the Greek, right there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks to JP Peterson of FanStream Sports, the JP Peterson Show, which can be heard weekdays 10 to 12 on Facebook and YouTube. Of course, Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire from 1252 Chicago Sports, and Fat Mike. And, of course, all the comments. Hopefully, we made you laugh. We made you think tonight here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, live on I Love St. Pete. And, of course, the hub. And let me go ahead and get this advertisement out here. Go to betus.com, betus.com, whether you're gambling on the National Football League, NCAA basketball, NBA, NHL, put that promo code in there, TSW22. It's TSW22, and you get a 125% sign up bonus right there on betus.com. Once again, TSW22. So let me catch my breath and let me go ahead and tell you three things to end the night here, which has been pretty funny. I hope you guys laughed, and I hope you guys feel better, of course, being Bucks fans. Bring the passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Have a good night.